Hi guys, this is Metalpresse and we're having a very beautiful interview today with Mitja from Moonsorrow.
Yeah.
Hi Mit.
Hi.
How are you doing so far?
Really good, actually. Getting better, I would say. We had a crazy night yesterday in Budapest, so we were listening to Hungarian metal music until 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm kind of slowly getting back to my normal self.
That sounds awesome. Cool. And how's the tour with Primordial so far?
It's been really good, actually. Every place we'd had really nice audiences, and it's easy in a way because we know each other so well. It's pretty much like coming home to the friends that you've always known, so it's a very nice atmosphere.
That's great to hear. And one of our questions is what's really interesting for us. How much does Finland itself have an influence on your music style, on the way the songs are written? Like in terms, could you do the same music if you lived in Italy?
I don't think we could do the same music because there's some subconscious level in our music and the whole spirit of the band that even though we never mention Finland or any places, but it's still very Finnish. It couldn't be anywhere else. So it's hard to explain, but even without any lyrics, it would still represent Finland in some way.
A good point is lyrics. What are the lyrics about mostly?
Depends on the album. Mostly because we have these pagan themes and everything, so they are many times based on mythologies or just Ville's mindset, whatever it is each time. But yeah, it is paganistic and mythological themes usually.
Is there also a political influence in your themes, in your lyrics?
No, not at all. There is nothing political in our lyrics. Nothing that has anything to do with the modern days, for example, or even like history of Finland. We have one song which is based on a historical event where the Bishop Henrik came to Finland and he got slaughtered. But you can't even draw a conclusion like that it would be a political no. So, and that's I prefer it that way. It makes it more genuine because the modern days politics does have nothing to do with where we are from. So
next question. Since your songwriter is Henry, and was it his idea to make all these long, everlasting songs, like 15-minute songs, or do you all like and love this kind of long songs?
Yeah, I think we all like this because we grew up with the bands like Enslaved and Bathory and all these who already had longer songs, and it wasn't like anything. Well, we started only the length of the song started growing after the third album, but yeah, we always enjoyed it. It's another way of writing music compared to this basic rock and roll kind of structure. So
absolutely. And musical influence. Do you have anything in common with Austria? Do you have any connections to Austria, like any bands or something else?
Well, I must say, not that much actually, because only bands. Well, for example, I like Pungent Stench, some early stuff. But what comes to other Austrian bands, I don't know it that much, and I don't know why. But I should check out it more actually, because on this tour it's a funny story about all the shows. Usually when we sit in the backstage, we agree that okay, we're only listening to music from each country that day. So today would be Austria's turn. So, well, when Primordial is playing, we probably just start playing Austrian music and check out different bands from Austria. Yesterday was Hungary, and we listened to hours and hours of Hungarian metal. Yeah.
Do you know the Austrian band Harakiri for the Sky?
Yeah, I've heard the name. I'm not sure if I've listened to the music, but I've heard the name many times. We might have even played some same festivals, most probably. But yeah, I will check it out today.
Which metal styles do you like personally?
Well, old black metal, for example, is it's still for me the metal genre. But I grew up starting to listen to first like bands like Guns N' Roses and then Metallica and Sepultura, and you know the basic story when you're in the 90s. And somewhere when I was 13 or 14, I started listening to black metal and more death metal like Morbid Angel and so on. But I think it's always the Norwegian and Scandinavian black metal has the special part in my memories and my musical upbringing in a way.
Speaking of styles, of metal styles, which style do you personally put Moonsorrow in?
Well, for us it's pagan metal. We don't really. Many times we've been called folk metal, and that's fine. We don't determine what we are. It's other people can put us in whatever genre they want to. But personally, we like pagan metal the most.
What is pagan metal for you?
Well, for me it means something that the lyrical themes and the spirit of the band as something is rooted in paganism. And yeah, that's it.
Since Henry is your songwriter and he writes really beautiful music, so what's his influence? How is he influenced? How does he come up with all the ideas? How is he creating this beautiful music?
What happens in his head is it's crazy. I think there is a storm of music. He sometimes told us that there is so many songs playing in his head all the time that sometimes it's really hard even to be him. He's composing many different stuff. He's doing game music, soundtracks, and all kind of stuff. So it's not just Moonsorrow, all this kind of music. I think this is the least he does, or he's thinking, because there are so many other things, and he is influenced by a lot of stuff because he has a very strong musical upbringing. He has learned to play many styles. He's a professional musician, being able to play so many things with so many instruments that he really knows his craft, so to say.
Henry isn't playing live. Any reason?
Yeah, there are many reasons. He doesn't, for example, he doesn't enjoy touring that much. This is a different lifestyle as what he would prefer. He just didn't like it that much anymore, so he quit playing shows or tours. He does still play shows with us sometimes, but yeah, it just wasn't for him, and I can understand it. I personally, I really like touring. I love being on the road, and I don't get stressed from touring. But sometimes some people, when you're in enclosed spaces all the time with a lot of people around you, it starts stressing you and affects you mentally. So for him it wasn't the right thing to do, and we had to choose if we will continue or quit playing shows completely. And all the other guys wanted to play shows, so we thought, okay, if it's fine with him, then we can play with Janne. And he also quit touring with Fintroll pretty much in the same time, so we have to accept his decision anyway.
And do you sometimes disagree with his ideas as a band, or you personally?
Of course, I think writing music in a band is all about agreeing and disagreeing. There are many times when we had arguments on our own parts or the mix or whatever, so it can never be 100% satisfactory when you're writing music or releasing albums. So it is a process of other people involving and telling their views and ideas and opinions.
Playing live on the stage, what is the trickier part for you? The technique of playing itself, or falling in trance because of your lovely moody music?
Yeah, well, it is the technique while performing, because playing live is so different from playing at home or sitting down on a sofa and playing something. That's easy. There is nothing similar in playing live, because then when we put out the show and we are performing physically, banging our heads and swing arms and so on. It's very different. You cannot practice that. It only comes through playing live. But whenever there's a new song in the set, for example, it's very hard to perform it because you have to concentrate on playing so much all the time, and it only gets after many shows things start to fall in place, and also the whole band, even if we would rehearse in the rehearsal room like 10 days every single day, we still wouldn't be tight on stage unless we played shows, because when you go on stage you realize that nothing you know is like happening anymore. So there are different rules, everything sounds different, everything feels different, and then if we're like, we have an aggressive way of performing anyway, so we don't have any of that in a rehearsal room.
One of your band members plays currently at Barren Earth. What do you think about this music? Do you like it?
Actually, there are two members. Both Marko and Janne are playing there, and I like it very much. It's a great band, and because they're all fans of death metal and progressive music, then it's a perfect combination for them, and yeah, I'm proud of them.
Great. And other Finnish bands like Amorphous or stuff like that?
If I like them, or yeah, of course. Amorphous is, for us also, it is a very important band, since it was still the first Finnish band in the death metal scene that really took the Finnish mythologies and all these themes into the music, and that's partly how Moonsorrow was also formed, because there were these bands that could combine these elements. Amorphous from Finland and Enslaved from Norway, for example, they were absolutely important.
What's your favorite Moonsorrow song? What do you like the most?
It changes by day. Today I think Mimisbrunn is my favorite from the new album.
So thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you, and thanks to all the Metalpresse.com viewers. So see you on the road.